Hey Mogul Chicks, it is Adrienne Graham, CEO and founder of Mogul Chicks. What's going on, my Mogul Chicks followers and fans? I am so excited to come to you today. You see I got my new shirt, my Mogul Chicks Make Mogul Moves, and power please. If you want to see it, you can see it on my cup as well. The Mogul Chicks Make Mogul Moves and Power Plays. I love this, and I feel like my chair is too high up. I like to be a little lower. So yeah, there we go. So anywho, I am so excited because today, Monday, I didn't know what to think coming into the week, and I am so thrilled that I have 4 offers for my clients this week. So that's a beautiful way to start off the week. So yay to me, yay to my crew, yay to my clients. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. But I wanted to have a conversation today about CEOing. You know, a lot of people say, hey, the math ain't mathin', and well, the CEOing ain't CEOing it, okay? It's not adding up. So there was a conversation that I had participated in a little earlier today when I took a break about what it means to be a true CEO. And you guys know that I tell you ladies all the time that you cannot just be a business owner. You have to be a true CEO. A CEO does not do every job in their business. They may know every job in their business, but they shouldn't do every job in their business. Some people will come on and probably fight me on that, and that's okay. I'm good with that. But for the most part, no. You have these CEOs of major companies, they're not doing the labor. They're not doing the intensive work. And I think there's a little confusion about what it means to be a CEO, let alone an effective CEO. So let's talk a little bit about that. So my main thing is I tell people all the time that you need to hire a capable team, a team that is more than capable enough of doing the jobs within the company. And this is where, what do I always talk about, you guys? A staffing plan comes into place. If you have a staffing plan in place, you will have a clear vision, a clear roadmap, a clear idea of how you need to hire and who you need to hire and when you need to hire these people. In the beginning days when you're running your company, yeah, sure, you can do everything in your business. You can be the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker, and you can do every part of your business. I'm gonna fix that up. Yeah, you can do every part of your business, and there's nothing wrong with that in the beginning. But as you're growing and scaling a company, especially a multi-million-dollar company, you have to hire a team. I don't care what other people say. There will be tons of people up and down my timeline that are going to disagree with that and say, I don't want to run a company. I don't want to manage people. I don't want to have a team. I don't want to. That is fine. You don't have to. But for those of you who want to grow and build a team, you absolutely have to. So you have to start with a couple of steps. Hold on, let me take a sip out of my cup. I'm over here selfish. Look at that. Promoting my Mogul Chicks Make Mogul Moves and Power Plays. That's why I end all of my newsletters and stuff. So hold on. Because this Mogul Chick needs some tea. I've been feeling a little under the weather. So anyway, there's a couple of things that you need to do. First, you have to survey your entire business and see what are the essential tasks that need to be completed. Now, let's take aside the obvious. Administrative assistant or customer service reps, things like that. I'm talking about people that directly contribute to the bottom line of your company. Yes, your salesperson and your customer service person and your admin can all contribute to your bottom line. But what we're talking about is like business development. People that actually do the work that you do, whether it's consulting or it's a project design or management or training or whatever it is that you do in your company as a service. It should not only rest on you. You should not be the sole provider of that service. Like for example, in my recruiting business, Graham Talent Group, plug, I'm not the one doing all the recruiting and the sourcing and the coordinating and all of that. I have sourcers that pull people for me, pull candidates for my clients. I have recruiters that do interviewing and screening and all of that, managing the process. And I also have business development people or account managers who go out and get the new clients from me. So I don't have to do all of that. If I had to do all of that, I would be so tired and I would never have some free time. So you have to sit back and think about what are the core functions, what are the core services that you offer within your business, and then figure out who you need to hire to handle that for you. Now, I know some of you are a little hesitant about delegation and turning things over. We have, especially women, we have a tendency of wanting to nurture and hold on to things that we've built, we've grown. I mean, look at our children. You know, I made that, is what I say about my son. But eventually I had to let him go and let him live his own life. But there it comes a time as a CEO that you have to step back and hire capable people and leave that work in their hands. That frees you up to do the things that you want to do and frees you up to do the things that you are good at, that you're passionate about. So that's the first thing. Sit down and really survey what are some of the things that can be done by human beings that can't be automated that I need to hire for. The next step is you sit down and create your staffing plan. Within that staffing plan, you figure out the timeline. I need X amount of clients, X amount of revenue to justify X amount of hires, and this is our lucky number. I'm not going to go into detail about that because it's stuff that I talk to with my clients. The next thing you have to do is figure out, what is it going to take for me to step away? How am I going to fall back and let my people do the things that they need to do, and then I just oversee the process? You have to do that. Hey Chevy, yes, step back, because you got to create more. When you step back and you turn over the reins, you have so much space to create more and do more within your company. The next thing that you need to do is create kick-ass job descriptions and job ads. Now, job ads and job descriptions are not the same thing. And I've seen so many people, some of my clients, I had to slap them on the hand, that come to me and they say, here's a job description. I put this up on Indeed, or I put this up on LinkedIn, or I put this up on a job. No, you don't do that. You create a job description which details out what you would like for this person to be able to do, how skilled they need to be, and what things they need to bring to the table. A job ad is an enticement that you get people to understand what it is that you're looking for and how fun and exciting and great it is to work for your company. Now, a lot of you that does apply. To some of you, it's kind of stretching it a little bit, and that's okay, but we can work on that. So you need to figure out your game plan. How are you going to recruit these people? What does it take? What do I need? And a job description needs to be done for every single position within your company. Again, it doesn't have to be you're hiring the whole staff tomorrow, but at least having a staffing plan in place will let you know, kind of give you a roadmap of where you need to go with your business. The next thing you need to do is get a team together, or someone else besides yourself that can help you with this hiring process that's non-objective. They can't be somebody that's going to be a yes person. They have to be able to see where you can't see. They have to be able to make the hard decisions where you won't. You should be the last, as a CEO, the last round of the interviews. You know, when I'm hiring people, I'm not the first person to interviews. I have people who they're going to be working with that will interview them first. And if they pass that, then they come to me. So it's same thing with my clients. They have a tier system. They have a system where it's the phone screen, then it's the hiring manager screen, then maybe it's a team meeting, and then maybe the CEO or the president or whoever it is that's in charge sits down and they also talk with the person, in a sense of session. Because my thing is this, it's good because you may miss something. You may be so excited. On paper, this person may look fabulous, and even may get past the interview and snow you and be like, oh, this is a great person. But when they start, it's like, oh, shoot, how did I miss that in the interview process? And then you're kicking yourself, and then you're lamenting on, do I keep them? Do I fire them? How do I fire them? I don't know what to do. Avoid all of that. Have a hiring process in place. So let's move off of the hiring part for a minute and get back to the CEO part. For me, I willingly had several businesses, several companies, and I put myself in a lot of busyness. But being a CEO doesn't mean that you're busy and booked. What it means is that you have a firm grasp of your company, the direction that it's going in, and you identify any holes in that. There are so many times I failed. Let me tell you something. I'm one that failure is not fatal to me. Failure is not something that I'm embarrassed about or whatever. For me, failure means that if you fail to something, you're learning how to not do something. If you're failing, then you are learning that there are other ways to do things, and it really stretches you. Because I'm gonna tell you, look, when I was a single mom with a little kid and trying to grow my business, my first business, I was scared as hell. and I didn't know what I was doing. It was, all I knew was I wanted to be in business by myself, but I knew I had this little person that I was responsible for and that I had to feed. So for me, it was like, this is no brain. I can't fail. I can't fail. And if I failed, I just had a meltdown. Well, I've learned over the years that those meltdowns are not conducive to being a good CEO. Every great CEO has failed. Some have failed multiple times. Some have failed publicly in big, crash burning, spectacular fashion. And sometimes it takes that. But what you as a CEO have to realize is that failure is not fatal. You can fail. It just means you have to shift. Or my favorite word, pivot. Everybody hates that word. We're tired of that word now. But you have to learn how to shift and navigate to trying different things. And as a CEO, your team is looking to you for that leadership and that guidance. So while there are days where I fail and I want to just stay in the bed and don't want to get up and want to say, you know what, I'm going under the covers, forget this, I'm going to burn the whole business down. I can't do that. I give myself one day. I do whatever I want that one day. I give myself a pity party. I eat Twizzlers. Yes, Shahada. I eat Twizzlers, and I stay in the bed and I watch Netflix or whatever. But then I know that next morning I gotta get up and be the badass that I know that I am, and I gotta figure out what this problem is, and I have to solve this problem. Not alone, because I have a team. But my team is looking to me for leadership. So give yourself some slack. Failure can be a boost that you need to get you to go where you're going. There was a comment earlier saying that I'm paraphrasing. Chevy, this is your thread that I'm referencing. Someone responded something along the lines of, you can't teach someone to be an entrepreneur or teach them that drive or something to that effect. I'm trying to paraphrase, but you can inspire people. You can't teach someone how to mentally be an entrepreneur, because it's a whole other, especially if it's something they're not used to. I'll give you an example. Anyone can start a business. I always say that. Not everybody can run a company. I always say that. But when you've come from the corporate world or from being an employee to all of a sudden running your own company, you're not automatically going to know everything off the top. That's where advisors come in, mentors come in, business coaches, some business coaches come into play. Education and training comes into play. You know how strong you are. You know how much you can tolerate. Nobody can teach that. But you can learn a set of skills that will help you to build a better company. And I always tell people I believe in that. And that's one of the reasons why I created Mogul Chix, to help Black and brown women build those skills and flex those muscles and, make those, what did I say on my shirt? Make mogul moves and power plays. Is that, you see, mogul moves and power plays? But, you grow. It's ever evolving. I started my first business in 1994. Yes, I'm dating myself. I am 53 years young, and I'm very happy. But I didn't know everything. I was just a young kid that thought I knew what I was doing and just said, oh, I could do that better than them, and started a business. And here I am in 2022, and I'm still running businesses, So you learn along the way, and don't let anybody make you feel guilty. Don't let anybody make you feel ashamed. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're not cut out for it. It's a huge ass learning experience. And anyone who tells you it's easy is not. As many years as I've been doing it, no, it's not easy. There are days when it's a breeze. And then there are days where it's like, okay, let me put on my thinking cap. I got to flex these muscles to solve these problems, and people are depending on me. The other thing about being a CEO is that once you hire people, and what I'm about to say, please don't get scared. I'm not trying to scare you. Once you hire people, those people are responsible. You're responsible for those people and their paychecks. So do you really want to be the end all be all in your company, or do you want a team that manages different functions and areas of your business to kind of take that weight off your shoulders? When I first hired, I didn't like the fact that if I didn't get my work done, if I didn't get clients, or if I didn't satisfy my clients, my people wouldn't get paid. You know how many sleepless nights I had in the beginning when I had to hire? It was like, oh shit, like this just got real for me. And it's a badge of honor. You learn, you grow, you scale, you get smarter, and hopefully, you'll have a team that you build in place. But, to be a CEO, You gotta take what people tell you with a grain of salt. I always tell people, never take advice from people who haven't been where you are. You know, like someone who has never built a multi-million dollar company cannot give me advice because they haven't been there. You know, they can give me guidance, they can give me, well, this is what I would do, whatever, but they haven't been in the trenches. And I always say, it's like when people say you can't tell someone how to parent if you've never been a parent. You know, I wouldn't take parent advice from my friends that didn't have children. So why am I going to take business advice from people who are not where I'm at? You know, and that's not said in a facetious manner or to be full of myself or whatever, but I'm going to take advice from people who are already multimillionaires or billionaires because that's my lane. That's what I want to do. I'm not going to take advice from people who are making $250,000 in their business. You know, so that next part about being a CEO, filter out your circle wisely. Take counsel and advice from people wisely. Before you go and invest in a bunch of programs and coaches and all of this other stuff, make sure that they actually speak to where you're trying to go. You know, and this is not shade on anybody because I believe everybody has a market, but not everybody's a fit for everybody's market. As a CEO, you have to know where to get your advice. You know, let's think about it. If you're trying to invest, are you going to take investment advice from some young kid off of Instagram that you've never heard from before? Or are you going to go to somebody who's been investing for decades? You know, well, maybe that's a bad example because the investment landscape has changed a lot. You know, it's different now. But anyway, you get my point. You know what I'm trying to say. But, you know, be careful and choose wisely about the people you keep around you and the people you get advice from. And another thing, this is just a side note. I've been guilty of this too. Social media can be used against you. So be careful what you complain about on social media. And I've been a victim of that. I've complained about some things and I've had to delete some things. Last night, as a matter of fact, I'll go into that a little bit later. But, you know, you don't want people to perceive you as a weak CEO. You know, if you're going into groups that are supposedly private and you're talking about, you know, having a meltdown, you don't know how to hire, you don't know how to do this, you don't know, and I just feel overwhelmed and I feel this and that. You never know what can get back because these internet streets, they're not private. So if you're trying to get into that $1 million club or that $10 million club and someone gets a wind of like you struggling and you can't even, you cry at the slightest thing, they're not going to want to do business with you. So I just caution you as a CEO, just be careful with your image and what you put out there, and myself included. I had to delete a comment last night. I'll just put that out there really quickly because it's my feed and I could do that. So I'd gotten some information about some people's perceptions of me, you know, that I was thought I was better than people or try to be above people or whatever the hell the comment was. And it hurt my feelings because you guys know that if you've been watching me for any amount of time that I love people to succeed. I love, especially women of color. I love my black and brown sisters succeeded and I champion. I'm on there hard. I'm like, hey, yeah, go ahead. All right. Send up hearts and flowers and everything. So when that was said about me, I went to a private group that I was like, you know, is this a perception that I'm giving? You know, you guys, I'm nice to everyone. I don't, you know, whatever. And a couple of people was like, well, you know, don't stress it, da 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 da. So I thought about it, I slept and I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter because first of all, I don't know. I just heard it was people. So again, the sources. So I was like, do these people pay my bills? Do they service my clients? Do they buy my shoes? Do they pay my mortgage? Do they? No. So I deleted it. So, you know, it was just me being upset. And I've learned to get a tough skin. And that's another thing as a CEO, especially a woman of color CEO, is you got to get a tough skin. Everybody's not going to like you and you're not going to be for everybody. And that's okay. You know, you're not, if you're trying to be for everybody, then you could be for nobody. That's what I've learned. So when you get your groove and you get your niche and you get your focus, stick to that regardless of what anybody says. That's your lane. You do that. I happen to choose several lanes because I'm hard-headed like that. You know, I'm the one that my mother, I gave her the gray hairs. But, you know, you have to do that. And you have to be strong in your resolve. You have to be sure and confident. And I know sometimes it can be hard. You have those down days. Last week I had a down day. But you have to align yourself with people who are going to uplift you and motivate you. Not kiss your ass. They're going to uplift you and motivate you, and they're going to tell you the truth about everything. That's what you need to do. That's what I've done. You know, I have some of my girls that I'll say something as soon as I get the first sentence out of my mouth. They're like, "Girl, please, what you talking about? That's you. What you worried about that for?" So, you know, just take it with a grain of salt. I've been doing this a long time, and you know, I shouldn't be phased, and sometimes I'm not phased. But yeah, so that's the other part of being a mogul. I was just saying mogul chick, a CEO. And then finally, what I would say is think futuristic. Think down the line. You know, it's easy to look at your business where it is now and kind of play what if. Screw what if. Go for it. Plan it. I used to say back in the day, you know, when Oprah came out with her own network, I was like, oh, damn, I would love to have a network. I want my own network. And then it was like, yeah, someday. Well, you know, I'm not a billionaire. I can't do that. I don't know. But then I started thinking about it. And then, you know, the way technology evolves and the way, you know, things happen and you put it out there in the world and stuff come back to you. You know, fast forward today, 2022, about to launch streaming channels. What? People are watching streaming channels more than they're watching TV, cable TV right now. So, you know, sometimes you gotta be patient. Sometimes you have to plan things out for the long haul. But man, there's no such thing as thinking too big. There's no such thing as that's such a lofty goal. You know, and here's the thing. I'm gonna share this with you guys, and my sisters will probably tell you too, because they laugh at me when I say this. My thing is 2023. Should I share this with y'all? I'm gonna share it with y'all. I want my private jet in 2023. Yes, I said that. Yes, I claim that. Yes, that is me. Is it vanity? Partly, but you know, when I'm going to eventually start traveling again for business, so I don't want to keep getting on COVID jets and stuff. I shouldn't say COVID jets, but I'm real paranoid about COVID, y'all. I don't like crowds. Like my family can tell you, I can't even go down in the Mister too. I hold his hand when we go onto the strip, and I have my mask on. When the crowds, I just get so like I hyperventilate because there's too many people without masks and stuff. And maybe that's a personal thing or whatever, but I'd rather just have a membership to fly on a private jet, so I don't have to be in Gen Pop and know that it's not me being full of myself or anything like that. That is more for a safety thing. And COVID has made me to the point where I don't trust a lot of people. So I'll just leave it at that. But no, I mean, you know, as a CEO, there are a lot of things that weigh heavy on my mind every day. But I do the best I can. And I do what I can to also encourage other women. And, you know, we got this one life. So go for broke. Ride that shit till the wheels fall off. Okay? That's what I want you to do. Your business is your business. Grow that, scale that the way that you see fit. I am always around for CEO guidance and advisory. I am always around, not always, but mostly around for staffing and planning and things like that. So you could always book a consultation with me. If you go to bit.ly/bookmogulchicks, you can find time on my calendar. We can have a free discovery call. It's only about 15 minutes to see where you are if we work together. You know, we already started the academy last week, so the next one doesn't open till next year. And, you know, of course, there's the memberships that we have with the Mogul Circle for those over $1 million. And then there's the Mogul Bakers Club for those of you who are under $1 million, 500,000 to under $1 million. But, you know, I just want to see as many of you succeed as possible. I really do. And that is true and authentic coming from my heart. And I don't know what else to tell you other than let's get it, you know, because why? Mogul chicks make mogul moves and power plays. Yes, they do. I know I do. So thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you. And Chevy, thank you for joining the conversation. Maybe one day we need to do that together, have a podcast interview or something, so that way we can all, you know, we can have some conversations. But yeah, so just don't be discouraged. You know, there's a lot to the CEO game. People do it differently. You don't have to do it the way the next person does it. But don't let anyone tell you that you can't be a CEO. But remember, get your team in place. Figure out your strategy and your vision for the future. Get yourself around the right people in your network. and then get a thick skin. Those are things you need to do, and everything else will fall into place. So I'm Adrienne Graham, CEO and proud founder of Mogul Chix and Mogul Chix Academy and the new streaming channels and Mogul Chix Chat and all that good stuff, Mogul Chix. So I will catch you guys later, and you have a wonderful Monday and a great rest of the week. Take care.